This is the Ruger LC Carbine, chambered in 45. So what is it? I just told you. It's the Ruger LC Carbine chambered in 45. All right, so I've done the video on the Ruger LC Carbine that's in 5.7. I did the rifle version. Then I did the Ruger LC Carbine in 5.7 pistol version that I converted to an SBR, essentially making what I call the poor man's MP7. And now Ruger came out with the LC Carbine in 45. Essentially, it's a pistol caliber carbine that doesn't look like your traditional pistol caliber carbine. And I like it. I like it because it is different, even though initially it was a little weird to me because it looks like a rifle, but where's the other stuff? It's very clean. So my brain, it just felt like something was missing. But as time has gone on, I've started appreciating the sleekness that is the LC Carbine platform. When I first saw it, it looked kind of weird. Then it kind of grew on me. Now, this, yeah, I like it a lot. And I mean the 45 version specifically. The rifle, the LC Carbine rifle in 5.7, I like it. The SBR version that I did, I love it. I love it, because again, proportions. And because this is such a long, sleek gun, it can easily start to look not proportioned. But because things are a little bit chunkier on this, it gives a little more proportion. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say that word, but it gives the meatiness, balances out the length, is what I'm getting at.
Before you finish watching this video, I want to quickly talk about the hearing protection that I'm wearing in this video. These are the AKT1 Blackout Wireless In-Ear Hearing Protection with Bluetooth. I like to call them the AirPods for shooters. I say for shooters because AirPods don't protect your hearing, but these do. They are hands down my favorite in-ear hearing protection that I've ever used, and I mean ever. They have an NR 25 dB auto noise blocking. They can enhance your hearing by 6 times. They have advanced noise cancellation, Bluetooth connectivity with high fidelity speakers so you can take phone calls and listen to music. They have a battery life of 10 hours with an additional 30 hours in the charging case, and they're low profile and stylish enough to fit in not only at the gun range, but in your gym, while you're studying, working, at school, at home, you name it. I'm in love with these things, and now they're finally available on my store at shop.mrcolionnoir.com, or you can just click the link in the description section of this video.
So what are the features? Well, clearly, we have a collapsible stock, which I think is what really makes this gun rather unique. And not only that, it has the ability, because it has a pick rail on the back of it, that you can actually change the stock out if you wanted to add another stock. Personally, I think this stock fits so well with this setup, I don't know if I would put anything else on here. On top of that, you have your Ruger flip-up sights, and then you have just this massive amount of rail space. It's just one long rail space. So if you're one of these accessory whores, you can accessorize this thing to your heart's content. Of course, I'm running the Leupold LCO on this bad boy, but let's talk about this lower receiver. This lower half is where a lot of the magic of the LC Carbine kind of takes shape. This gun takes Glock mags.
What did you say?
These are the SGM mags, but they do take Glock mags. So if you want to run a 30 round stick in your LC Carbine, you can do it. I like this idea of having a pistol grip, S style. It's not S, it is, it's a pistol grip. And you have the ability to drop the mag here with this button. And then you have the ability to actually drop the bolt with this. And then you have your safety selector here, which is kind of reminiscent of like a 1911. All of those, it's fine and dandy. The only problem is because this is essentially a rifle, my brain wants to treat it like a rifle. So what ends up happening is, as you can see on this side, you do have ambidextrous safety selectors here. However, this is also a bolt release. I wish this was a mag release, and I'll show you why. Whenever I go dry, right? So I'm gonna go dry, let's see. So now I'm dry. Naturally, I have this intuition to drop the mag here, but that's actually dropping the bolt release. So it doesn't happen because the mag is here. I guess I just have to retrain my brain, but I think I would prefer this to be a magazine release and just keep this as the slide release. But hey. And of course you have your M-LOK rail system. It's a smaller rail compared to the 5.7 version. I love it a lot because it's just clean. Everything about this gun is very clean and very sleek. And of course, it's threaded. So you can throw a suppressor on there and everybody knows how awesome and wonderful suppressing a 45 is. Second only maybe to 300 Blackout subs. Yeah, the middle portion of this receiver here is aluminum, but so it's not heavy, but it's not super light because it is incredibly balanced because all of the weight sits right here over this pistol grip, which I think is awesome because if you want to drive from one target to the next, you can do so with relative ease because you don't have all this weight hanging out here in the front. This is a 16-inch barrel, and you also have this non-reciprocating charging handle here, and it's reversible. You can switch it to whatever side you want to put it on. So like this gun is essentially completely ambidextrous. Now, I understand why they have the bolt release on this side, largely because you can flip mag release to this side, and then if you have the bolt release on this side, then if you're left-handed and you're weird, you have the ability to drop the bolt. Or you could just be right-handed, even though I write with my left hand, but that's neither here nor there. All right, and then there's this rail section here, which I like the idea. I just wish either it ran a little bit further up the rail, largely because I think if I were to put a grip, not pistol grip, but a foregrip here, it's too close. Like I can't see myself running it this way. So I just like running right up against the charging handle, and it gives me everything I need as far as leveraging and a pulling point. But if I was gonna run a foregrip, I would like at least a rail here. I get why not, because it's like, it would be weird. But I think if we had it about right there, that would make more sense versus kind of right here. But I applaud the effort. So, how does it shoot? Shoots like a 45 pistol caliber carbine. So what that means is you're gonna get a little more stout recoil compared to especially the 5.7. But the beautiful thing is because of the added weight of having a 16-inch barrel with the aluminum receiver and running it as a rifle, it's got 3-4 points of contact. It makes shooting with 45 so much fun and so satisfying. The way the recoil on this gun feels is interesting because it's almost kind of like there's a stopgap between the recoil and then your perception of the recoil on your shoulder. So it's definitely more stout than a 5.7, but you notice it immediately and then it just kind of softens and then it just dissipates. It's kind of like certain whiskeys. You know, certain whiskeys have a bite up top and then they just kind of level off and smooth. Some are just smooth all the way through. Some of them start smooth and then they kind of leave you a little bite at the end. This is the first one, where it kind of initial wave, you get a wave and then it just softens because you think the wave is gonna continue, but it doesn't. So, but shoot, it's like, boom, soft, boom, soft. Like it kind of just usually just dissipates into the wind as far as the recoil. And so what that does is, as long as you understand that, you can sit on target and run the gun because, like I said, it doesn't translate all the way to your shoulder. It's like you feel it up here in this receiver set and then just kind of dissipates. I like that. Now, one of the things I enjoy doing with this is shooting at those little targets at distance, like the little swingers. There's something so satisfying about the 45 and just, well, I'll show you. It's just incredibly satisfying because as slow as it is, it's still a big round and it hits hard. And I like seeing that when it hits those swingers up there. Now, as far as the ergonomics on this gun, it's weird because it's like to get the best of both worlds. You get the comfort of a pistol grip, like a traditional pistol, with the assurity of a rifle. And what I mean by that is this feels like a handgun grip. That's what this feels like. On the 5.7, it's based around the 5.7 handgun. So it's a little slimmer, a little wider. This feels like I'm gripping like a Glock. And I mean that in a good way. And I like it because it gives me, it's just comfortable. But then I can take this with this awesome, look, I actually really like this stock. The stock just sits perfectly in my shoulder. I can get up here and I can grab this railing system here. I'm not even grabbing the railing system, it's the receiver. And you would think that these rail panels here would kind of be a little annoying, but they're not. And then you kind of have this like landing area right here that kind of allows it to give you a little bit of grip while at the same time being more comfortable. So you get the assurity of all 4 points of contact. And then you have the ability to just have this beautiful pistol grip, which is, it's like a warm blanket. That sounded different in my head. So from an ergonomic standpoint, the gun gets out of your way is what I'm getting at, because it is so sleek. It's very simple. There's a pistol grip, there's a trigger, and then there's a rail for you to hold on to and a stock to put on your shoulder. Now I know that's the same thing with every rifle or AR, but there's something about the fact that there isn't something hanging down from here, and it's just this long availability of things to hold on to. And then just this pistol grip, this simple design just kind of makes it seem easy. Now let's talk about this trigger. So I think this is the crowning jewel, the shining jewel, the crown jewel of this particular platform. This is a very good trigger. And you don't really notice it until you've shot it for a while. And here's what I'm getting at. So trigger, of course, you kind of have the safety blade, which is designed to keep the gun from going off if you don't intend to and you just hit the side of it. But as you can see here, we're gonna go old school with this so Peter can get his shot. You have this nice take up. It's very short, but it's smooth. It's not smooth, it's clean. It's a clean take up. Here's your wall, and then you get your break, and then you reset. Now, the reset, when you run it slow like that, it leaves a little to be desired. I'll show you again. You got the take up, break, it's about 5 pounds. Here's your reset. So the reset bite point is kind of high, and it doesn't really give you that satisfying click. It's like this little ting. However, when you're running the gun, that is where the trigger shines, because if you're shooting the reset, yeah, you'll probably be like, eh. But if you don't shoot the reset and you just run it, and you just slack out, because this slack out is so short, oh man, this trigger, it's really good. It's so good. So now let's talk about this thing suppressed. So because it is a 45, of course, we have threaded barrel, and as anybody knows who understands anything about suppression, suppressing 45 is, well, I'll just show you. See what I mean? So quiet. So, listen to that. Listen to that. Look, even just hitting the tires is louder than the damn gun. Look. Oh man, I'm out. So, the gift is you can suppress this bad boy. And suppressing it as a home defense gun inside your home, I mean, that's about as quiet as it's gonna get. However, we are still talking about a 16-inch barrel. So you have to factor that aspect of it in too. So now that I put the suppressor on here, it gets considerably longer. Now, however, if you did this with, say, an AR, you'd be dealing with a situation where it's not only longer, but it's heavier, because ARs are naturally more heavy. So with this, even though it is longer, it doesn't seem that much out of balance. It is now a little bit more front heavy, but because it wasn't that front heavy before, I mean, it feels pretty damn good. Just to show you if I'm gonna transition from target to target, here. Yeah, like it's relatively easy to do because, like I said before, there already wasn't a lot of weight hanging out of the front end of this gun. So suppressing it Minimal gas blowback in my face, a little bit, but nothing that would that would take away from the shooting experience of this particular gun. So, technically speaking, there go your, get this, put a little light on there. There go your home defense setup.
Guns aren't political. That's why I need your help getting this message to spread on YouTube by clicking the thumbs up button, leaving a comment to let me know what you think of the video, then subscribing to the channel. But most importantly, click that bell symbol. For products featured in this video, click the links in the description.